Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your really, honestly, never humble host, Eric Sizemore, here with my beautiful co-host, Andrew Teedy.
Hello.
And quiet Michael LeBune.
Hello, Eric.
And we're going to have some funny memes for you. But first, a patented, trademark, copyrighted, absolutely essential part of every single episode of Facebook for the Blind. You know it. You love it. I'm talking about the depressing news. That's right.
We're number one. Number one in depressing news.
We are number one in the category of depressing news. We are crushing it. Crushing depression news.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my graphic. I'm like looking for my graphic. Where's my graphic? There we go. Boop. Yeah, there we go. Depressing news. Bloop. Fix it in post. Ha ha ha. Standard joke. Every single time. So sad. Okay, well, it's been pretty crazy day. Usually I do the whole week, but it's been a pretty crazy day. The former disgraced president does not have immunity, U.S. court rules. So that's kind of fun. Although that just means it's, that it's going to the Supreme Court, and in 2024, who knows what those jackwagons will do? They could do anything. But, for right now, there are a lot of MAGA heads out there, and they're triggered and they're angry because their infallible God King got dinged in the court. So that's kind of fun. Speaking of Republicans not getting anything done, the Alejandro Mayorkas impeachment got booted from the House. They didn't have the votes for it. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the Senate Republicans have already killed the bipartisan border security bill. They're already declaring it dead. You know what, though? I just want to take a quick look in the crystal ball here of episode number 144, because it felt kind of special to me, and I was like, maybe this is imbued with some deeper meaning. Let's take a look into our crystal ball here and see what is the meaning of episode 144. So I actually did the modern day scrying here, and I just went to Google Images and looked through it. As you can see, Iowa Highway 144, Alabama has a state route, and Maryland also has one. So those are irrelevant. But then there was a whole bunch of angel numbers and a whole bunch of comic book covers. So I decided to interpret that as my sacred scripture. So states, irrelevant. Definitely not about that. Avengers issue 144 says, you wanted her, you got her, the Hellcat cometh. So foreboding warnings about the Hellcat. And also Invincible, which is entitled The End of All Things, part 12 of 12. Also looked into The Amazing Spider-Man. Huh? Is that a comment?
I didn't say anything.
All right. The Amazing
Spider-Man. I think somebody said, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Invincibles. Yeah. End of all. Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man 144. Peter and Joe Robertson continue their bid to bring Jonah Jameson home after he was kidnapped in Paris. Stateside, Aunt May sees a young woman who is the spitting image of deceased Gwen Stacy. Is it a strange apparition, or has Gwen Stacy returned from the dead? And we see on the cover here Spider-Man saying, I am seeing things. You can't be standing here. You're dead. And the title is The Delusion Conspiracy. So again, maybe that's a sign. I'm not sure. Invincible 144, though, the end of all things. Everything since issue 1, since episode 1, all the way back in the summer of 2020, has been building to this. Nothing can prepare you for the end of all things. 144. Then I looked at the angel numbers, and it said 144 is an indication that peace will surround you. You shall seek solace in everything you do, and the guardian angel will help you stay focused on your goals. Avoid the negative sources of energy, and you shall find your happy place, and don't let others spoil your journey. So as you can see, this would fit anything and is just as meaningful as reading comic books. And then I got to 144, and it said pragmatic nature, and I was like, yep, I'm done. This is a complete waste of time. Pretty funny. The Republicans tried to come together and get a border bill because they said they really wanted a border bill and they really wanted to fix the border. And the Republican senator got censured by the Oklahoma GOP for negotiating with the Democrats at all. So that's the state of things. Even if you try to get the job done, you'll be censured. Meanwhile, GOP Senator Chuck Amazingly Old Grassley said that he doesn't want to pass the tax bill because it could make Biden look good. So now we have 90,000-year-old men concerned with looks, which I always find creepy. And then as the conservatives are balking, of course, the U.S. Border Patrol Union endorsed the Senate immigration deal. So that's really put them at odds because, they voted for Trump overwhelmingly last time because they thought they were going to get some of that sweet, sweet wall money. And now that the Democrats are offering them money, they're like, hey, you know what? We like this Biden plan. This is cool. So they're all freaking out about that. Now, the bill that actually did get passed in a bipartisan way here was about the U.S. border and, of course, also about the Ukraine. And if we want to take a look at the breakdown of that, here's a big stack of bills. And you see here $60 billion to Ukraine, $20 billion to the U.S. border. Way down there, tiny, looking like an ant almost as a 6-foot person for scale next to a tiny little pile of $1 million. Looks like a phone book. Anyway, I just keep thinking to myself, I feel like they could give us a lot of this. They could just, show of hands. All good?
You lost me, Eric. I
Lost
said
you?
give it all to Ukraine so that we have a fucking world to inherit. But
All right. Half
yeah,
a little bit.
I think this. Look, all funnies aside, the thing that I think is most true about this is I don't think this has dick to do with them not wanting Biden to look good.
No.
And I don't think it has anything to do with the border. I think we all know that. I think this has 100%. This has to do with the Republican Party being the party of Putin, and the last thing they want is any money to go into Ukraine.
I heard that.
I think it's what it is.
I heard you say the Republican Party was the party of bub. That's what it sounded like.
He said Putin.
Oh, the party of Putin.
Putin.
Gotcha. Sure. Well, it has been very strange to see opinions of that man change so radically in my lifetime. From the John Birchers back in the 1950s who thought everyone was a communist, including President Eisenhower. And those ideas were so crazy back then, and now that's mainstream. So absolute insanity. Also, of course, Biden is helping to start World War III. Don't know if you guys were following along here, but over the weekend, we hit over 100 different targets in Syria, in Jordan, in Yemen, in Iraq. Hey guys, we're back in Iraq. Back in Iraq. It's pretty cool, huh? So that's fun.
We should do like a Back in Black. Back in Iraq.
Back in Iraq.
I can't sing that high, but you guys get it.
Anyway, I read through an awful lot of stuff, and I know this is the Military Times, and maybe they're a little biased and whatnot, but they were just like, to be clear, our goal, is not a full-scale war. That's not what we're here for. And all I can remember is just that, like, George Carlin saying, fighting for peace is a lot like screwing for virginity. So pretty sure. Pretty sure that's what's up. But it's all right. We've got some great negotiators on the case. We got like Anthony Blinken. Anthony Blinken, with all this war all over the Middle East, you know what he did? Went and sat down with Saudi Crown Prince Bonesaw. Remember that guy? Crown Prince Bonesaw? Yeah. It's a good show. Just a good show there. Let everybody know that we're with the peacekeepers. Hey, you know what kicks off this Saturday? Of course you do. You've already gotten all your supplies. You know what's going on. That's right. I'm talking about Chinese New Year. It is the year of the wood dragon. Do not Google that. I cannot stress that enough. Do not Google wood dragon. Just take my word for it. That's what's
That
going
was never my nickname in high school.
Good. Usually we like to close out with a heartwarming animal story, as though a wood dragon is not heartwarming enough. There's some footage going around on the internet of a kangaroo getting bailed out of a pond by some dudes, and the kangaroo shakes their hand at the end. Pretty good. Gotta say, fun stuff. Should look for that one. And Our local emu has been sighted again. Today in Vermilion County, he is still roaming there, and he wants to know if he can talk to you about your car's extended warranty. That has been the news for Facebook for the Blind for February 6, 2024. Now, on to my beautiful co-host, Clyde Michael Labune, with some funny memes and a nice, medium-sized American Standard 1.
Thanks, Eric.
Yep.
Here comes my big, long, round one.
Oh, that's right.
Round one. Still talking till the screen starts working. Starting off with Trillery Banks, friend of the show, Trillery Banks.
Hey, Trillery.
She says she has a picture here. It says goofiest shit I ever did while I was high. We see some Starburst wrappers, and you see in the palm of her hand, she has molded the Starburst into a hot dog bun, a hot dog, and a mustard swirl. But my favorite is that this is reposted by someone who wrote, "You strong as shit."
Wow.
So Pop Crave has this picture of Puxatawny Phil, and it says Puxatawny Phil predicts an early spring after not seeing his own shadow. # Groundhog Day. And Mamuni says, "Thank you, large weather rat." I gotta say, this is like my favorite American tradition. It's so fucking weird.
Aw.
Chaotic memes, friend of the show, maybe
Hey.
even the reason for the show, if you
Maybe.
think about it.
True.
It's got a picture of a street sign here, but they've put the pole for the street sign on the front of the sign instead of the back, so it kind of goes right down the middle of the words. And because of that, some letters are blocked off, and so it says, "Please have ticket or ass ready." They say, "I hope I got my ticket."
Son of a bitch.
This one's kind of fun. No context memes. It's just a toilet at first glance, and it says, "I'm at this guy's house, and he has a picture of a toilet. He has a picture of his toilet on his toilet. I'm crying." And sure enough, look on the toilet. There's
Oh,
there's
God.
there's a picture of the toilet. There it is. Look at there.
That's funny.
Seems like a keeper. Jenny at #Jenny says, "Me posting on my private accounts," and it's just a picture of someone like hand raised, really very, very animated in explaining something, standing at a podium, just really letting them have it. And then you see they're talking to a completely empty room. And this is seriously what it feels like on Twitter for me. Like,
yeah.
I'll have a profound thought and I will tweet it to absolutely fucking nobody. The Hard Times News, friend of the show, the Hard Times News. If you're not following the Hard Times, quick question: where are you getting your hard times? You know,
Oh.
and it's a picture of a mom who's looking at us over the top of her glasses, and it says, "Mom claims having no tattoos is more punk than having tattoos." If you think about it,
Damn.
Mom.
Damn.
Glow fuck yourself, friend of the show. Glow fuck yourself, and if you're not following Glow fuck yourself, just go fuck yourself because you need to. It says if you put Nicolas Cage's face on Ross from Friends, it just makes him look more like Ross. And this is weirdly true.
That's tripping me out, man.
Yeah, on the left, for our listeners, on the left, we have a picture of actual Ross. And then on the right, just the left is David Schwimmer. On the right is Nicolas Cage's face on David Schwimmer. And it does somehow look more like Ross. I do not understand it.
Crazy.
And my last meme for round one comes from Antisocial Butterfly. Says, what is that one thing you did as a child that still gets brought up to this day? And it says, when I was a wee lad, my family and I were at a restaurant. We were waiting an unusually long amount of time for a server. I stood on my chair, slammed my fist into the table and exclaimed, "They're not helping us because we're black." We are not. And that's all I got for round one.
Oh,
Kicking it over to you, Petey.
That kid's going places.
yeah.
I don't know where, but he's going places. Reddit. Okay.
He's going to Reddit.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Hey, guys. It's time once again for TD's often imitated, never duplicated short round one, brought to you by this pin that I have on my hat that has a possum that says "Eat trash, hail Satan," because that's like
Hail
the unofficial
Satan.
motto. It's like the unofficial motto around here. All right. Let's kick this bad boy off.
Boom.
Starting off.
Motherfuckers need Jesus.
And opinions may vary. All right. Friend of the show, Alexander David Tyus. He reposts this here from this dude named Zach Budrick. It says the single most important thing a man can do to be an ally is give his woman friends permission to give dudes at the bar his number, so when they call, he can angrily say that's not funny because she died 15 years ago that very night. Ladies that listen to the show, I will do this for you. Okay.
I
All
keep
right,
my phone on do not disturb.
All right, next up. Peace River Campground. I don't know. They have a picture of a sign that says hidden dip. It's a caution sign in the middle of the road. And it's, someone just says, fingers crossed it's queso. I mean, I could go for some queso.
I do kind of like that as a party game, though. Like, you know, if there was a hidden dip.
Oh, chili cheese. All right.
Just gently ransack the party house.
Yes. Front of the show, No Context Humans has this very odd picture of a peaceful landscape with a couple of people standing on it staring at this pond, and that's labeled restaurants. And under it is a bunch of dudes, I think they're soldiers, holding it up, and they are labeled weed addicted employees. Basically saying the foundation of restaurants is employees who smoke the marijuana.
Not wrong.
No, absolutely not. Friend of the show, I like food at Messed Up Foods. They repost from Rotten Apple, and it's got a picture here that says, I'm metal as fuck when I eat my chicken nuggies. And if you look, it's alphabet chicken nuggies that spell the word corn with a K and a backwards R. My millennials know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right. Next up. I'm convinced he was just having a seizure while they were recording that, and they just kept that it in.
I'm convinced he was raised Pentecostal. I saw a video where they put
I understand that reference
over a Rod Parsley, like who's this like big time televangelist, and they put a Pentecostal televangelist, and they put that song. And there's this part where Rod Parsley goes like walking across the stage like a bushwhacker, and it's like perfect, dude. He looks like he's just like full blown hardcore dancing.
Oh, that's fucking great, my guy.
It's so good. I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, thank God. Yes. All right. Once again, I like food. Says, friend, you laugh at the dumbest things. Me, no, I don't. The things I laugh at, and it's a picture of Mr. Peanut with a really sad look on his face because he's being arrested by the cops, and he's got his hand up like, no pictures, please. And it just says, local police bust a nut.
Womp, womp, womp. I didn't know you were a father, but you are. You're clearly a dad.
I must have a kid I don't know about somewhere. That's all I'm saying. Friend of the show, you know him, you love him. Hey, Satan.
Hail Satan.
It says when someone asks you how your night went, it's a picture of Steve Carell from The Office, and he's saying, "Didn't get much sleep, but I did get a few hours of anxiety in." I feel this. Okay, moving on. Friend of the show, hell of a guy, Joe the Animal Lancy. Hey, buddy. Says you may think you're cool, but you'll never be as cool as a Mongolian shepherd with an AK-47 and a pet snow leopard. And yes, it is a picture of this Mongolian shepherd because his sheep are in the background, standing next to his little horse with an AK-47 and a goddamn snow leopard just chilling.
That's amazing.
I want to have a beer with this man.
Very cool.
Or whatever the hell he wants to drink.
Yak butter tea.
Whatever, man. Let's do it. All right. Relationship memes. I don't know you. But this was sent to me by my wife, and you'll understand why here in a minute. Crocs, the shoe, are dangerous. You buy them thinking these will be great for around the house. Then suddenly, grocery store, Crocs. Mail or mall, Crocs. Birthday party, Crocs. Wedding, Crocs. Okay, for those of you who can't see my feet right now, I am wearing Crocs. I always wear Crocs almost everywhere I go. I used to think they're the dumbest shoe on the planet. What's that?
I've got Crocs on now.
All right, but it doesn't count unless you have the shame that TD has.
Well, I have the shame because yeah, they do hide my the fact that I don't have toes, and that is the good thing that they have the strap that I could put on the back. Otherwise, they wouldn't stay on my feet, or my right foot anyway.
I know this is a bit because nobody really actually likes Crocs, but
I like Crocs. But anyway, moving on.
Shame.
And wrapping up my short round one. Shut up, Sizemore. Friend of the show, friend of the universe, friend of you and me, Jason Jester. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jason.
He has this really disturbing picture. It looks like one of those old Gillette razor ads, and there's a wave, and in the foreground is Chewbacca on the left, looking like Chewbacca, and on the right is Chewbacca looking like a shaved cat man scrotum looking thing, and it says Gillette.
One of those wrinkly dogs, one of those Shar-Peis.
Yeah. It says Gillette, the best a Wookiee can get.
Woo, creepy.
Yeah, and that's all I got for the. Yep, and that's all I got for the. You get that out of here. But yeah, that's all I got for the scrotum looking thing. And it says Gillette.
One of those wrinkly dogs, one of those Shar-Peis.
Yeah. It says Gillette, the best a Wookiee can get.
Woo, creepy.
Yeah, and that's all I got for the. Yep, and that's all I got for the. You get that out of here. But yeah, that's all I got for the world famous, often imitated, never duplicated, short round one, brought to you by this cool pen I have in my hat. All right, over to you, Sizemore.
Hey, on to round one, ostensibly the wholesome round. Although we all know that's really just branding. It's just
advertising, marketing,
public relations at this point. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Wanted to mention that on Friday, Alderman Brandon Riley in Chicago, alongside with the cast of the 1993 film Groundhog Day, declared February 2nd as Harold Ramis Day in the city of Chicago. So if you're looking someplace to really party hard for Groundhog Day, there, and I would suggest go up to Woodstock and see where it was filmed. Laughing Librarian posted this one, and I got to tell you what, all my librarian peeps were triggered. It's a picture of the bookshelves at Goodwill, and it's captioned, "Somebody in my Goodwill organized the books by color." Oh, yeah.
I'm colorblind, Eric.
It's hard for me to look at this. It's hard.
That's right. Michael's eyes suck.
I just have so many strong feelings right now, and so did other librarians. So if you're trying to figure out what to get a librarian, if you want to trigger him for the holidays, hey, here you go. All right, moving on. No thoughts, just pinhead Chihuahua. Yep, just a Chihuahua. Just
I need that costume for my Shih Tzu.
Really just did this just to see what TD would say.
Thank you. That's what I said.
There you go. This next one's from the Victims of Psychedelic Class Warfare and MK Ultra Shitposting Memorial Fund. And if you're not a member of the Victims of Psychedelic Class Warfare and MK Ultra Shitposting Memorial Fund, then where are you grieving? They have reposted Micah at Smitten Succubus, who says, "My job fired me yesterday. Saw it coming, just a seasonal position. Already have a new job. And they asked me if I could still show up for my shift today because nobody else could take it. I said yes. It's now 10 minutes past when I was supposed to be there, and I am in bed.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Keeping it wholesome. Hey, on this day in 1649, Charles I was tried for treason and other high crimes. The king responded with the maxim, the king can do no wrong, and therefore he couldn't be tried or convicted. Turns out he was wrong, and he was beheaded 10 days later. Oh, I guess that's not funny. That's just, well, it's funny to me.
I laugh.
Wholesome. Moving on. Amy Sedaris, if you're not following Amy Sedaris, I don't know where you're getting your Amy Sedaris, but Greg Coleman has posted an Amy Sedaris. That sounds naughty. Valentine's Day is so commercial. Let's not lose track of the real meaning of this special day. The day native Hawaiians stabbed British Captain James Cook right in his colonizing fucking neck on February 14th, 1779. Keeping it real, keeping it history. The reason for the season. This next one was posted in Topics 365. This amazing gentleman every Valentine's Day will bring all the widows from the nursing retirement home and treat them to lunch and gifts and a rose for each. He's done this for the last 5 years at our restaurant. Simply an amazing guy. And they posted a picture of this guy. He's got little red Valentine's Day themed gift bags at, say, 10 spots there in the restaurant, just chilling out, waiting. Got a bunch of roses. This guy's a stud. Moving on. Here we have a cartoon, and it is a man and woman discussing this, and the woman says, "You're skating on thin eggshells, mister." And he says, "It's either skating on thin ice or walking on eggshells." She says, "You probably shouldn't have corrected me. Now you've really opened up a can of hot water."
Oh, fuck.
And it's captioned, "You buttered your bread, now lie in it." Science Humor posts this picture. It says biology students after studying microbiology, and they're on the handrail on the train, but they've got the tissue. We've got a tissue. And the first commenter's like, "Why? You should embrace all the microorganisms now because of the role they play in our ecosystem." Shut up, buddy. Science Humor again with a picture of a big metal coil behind a corner of a brick wall, and says, "Wow, spring is just around the corner."
No.
Yeah. First commenter, "Did it see its shadow?" Laughing Librarian posts this picture of one of those ball and stick molecules from science class, and it says, "Damn it, my water broke." Ball is falling off there. All right, not science humorous. That's fine. Laughing Librarian again, now in the cheese aisle, and the sign over it says, "Entertaining cheese, low price, $5.99." And it's captioned, "I stood there for 30 minutes, nothing." Laughing Librarian again, oh my gosh, has reposted the library haunter at Sketches by Bose. Says, "Arthur Conan Doyle, I have invented the greatest detective of all time." Agatha Christie, "Hold my tea." Doyle, "Why does this tea taste funny?"
Read the comment. I love this comment.
Maggie says, "Edgar Allan Poe would like to offer an opinion."
Yes, Edgar Allan Poe wrote the first
Okay.
detective story, motherfuckers. Murders at Rube Morgue.
All right, got a couple more for round one. The best and worst of Twitter 2. Smith Holder has reposted Simon Holland, who says, "Let's get married and have kids. So instead of doing fun stuff on the weekend, we can go to a kid's birthday party where everyone coughs."
Fuck.
It makes a
So
good
real.
point.
That is so real.
Moving on, here's a picture of TD, help me out. It's that terrible bad guy.
This guy sucks. You don't even...
Whiplash, played by Mickey Rourke, Iron Man 2. I like to forget this movie existed.
It says, "If you ever feel stupid, just remember that this guy made one of the most powerful sources of energy in the world, only to waste it on some whips."
Seriously. There's so many good villains. I don't know why. Anyway, well, Mr. Zaz, like DC Comics, Mr. Zaz, fucking greatest, scariest villain ever. We'll never see him.
Nice.
No,
Anyway,
he's
don't
too
get me
messed up.
started. Don't open up that can.
All right, fair enough. We all agree. This one has a picture of 3 bears, and it says, "Remember, kids, if it's brown, lie down. If it's black, fight back. And if it's white, you are severely fucked."
Seriously, true. Yeah, that thing will just eat you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nice to know there's nothing to do. Here we have two kids from what is they from Rugrats, and it has Ed and Eddie has them holding a sign. It says, "If paying for games is not owning, then pirating them is not stealing."
Fair.
I know. I don't know if you guys remember, but we covered the news story where the president of Ubisoft said people need to get used to not owning their games, and I'm like, okay, you get used to it.
Ubisoft is a sick fucking burn.
Yeah. Right up there with Bill Gates' microflacid. This last one is from our second to last one. Laughing Librarian here, Craig Poliva says, if this is a pair of pliers, we have a pair of pliers, says, then what the hell is this?
Yeah, I don't like it when they do this to me.
Two pairs of pliers.
It's a pair of pliers. Wait.
Shut up. This next one's from the best and worst of Twitter too. Zandria Clement, who is reposting Cuzcolia Valentine, who says, so glad I was weird as fuck in high school because now ain't no one hitting me up to join their pyramid scheme. Nope, I've heard about Amway. I don't want to see your circles. That's what you say. Actually,
Amway.
Don't have to say it. I don't know. What?
Is it the 80s?
Dude, man, in the 80s, a quarter of the state of West Virginia was in Amway. Do you know how many times I got to see the circles?
Yeah, I believe you.
Must have hit Arkansas about the same time, huh?
I think we may have given that to West Virginia, Eric.
There's a robust exchange program between those two states. They're like, you got mountain people too? This last one's from this fucking guy, and we have a couple shots from Deep Space Nine. Assuming Dinosaur says, among the reasons why Star Trek Deep Space Nine is the best Star Trek is that the outfits look like they were designed by a competent costume designer who had been given a pile of the world's most miscellaneous fabrics and told if they didn't use it all up by sunrise, Rumpelstiltskin would take their firstborn child. Deeply look at these clothes. I'm like, oh, they really did push it, man. It's good stuff. That was the ostensibly wholesome round one, wrapped up by me and now handing it over. That was the ostensibly wholesome round one, wrapped up by me and now handing it over for the intermediary, irrelevant round 2.
Good job, Eric. First one here is from Glow Fuck Yourself.
Hey.
And it says, rest in peace, Toby Keith, July 8th, 1961 to February 5th, 2024. And there's a beautiful picture of the Tiger King guy.
That ain't right.
I like it. I approve this message.
I called for help twice. Didn't get a fuck you, not a how you doing. Anyway, this one it's like a nice picture of some kind of goddamn flower. It says the horrors persist, but so do I, and I liked it.
Nice.
Kath Barbadoro says, once I made fun of a movie on here, and the woman who wrote it followed me for 6 months and only favorited one tweet where I said I'd gotten sick.
Oh, I like the petty.
That is so fucking petty. I am 30 as fuck, friend of the show. I am 30 as fuck. Post this meme from female bitch at Amanda. Sorry, that handle got me. Amanda.
Yeah, that's
Amanda. Anyway, it says it was 1997. I was outside McDonald's on Queen Street, age 15. An old lady barked, "Speak English," at a pair of young Korean men, and without missing a beat, one of them goes, "Ooh, I want a nice cup of tea. Look at me, I'm English. I want to eat plain toast." I miss him every single day. Trash Can Paul. Friend of the show, friend of mine, keeping it trashy. Love you, Trash Can. See you when you get out of the clink. He posts this meme. It's a picture of J.R.R. Tolkien, and it says Tolkien comes back and says it's pronounced Jandolf, and then promptly dies again.
No.
All right, I think I have 3 more for this round, just so Eric can be ready. Tuna.meltdown, friend of the show, Tuna Meltdown, says they repost Gavin Thomas, who says, apparently, I'm sorry, there's a picture of bananas, and some of them, they're ripe, so some of them have black on them. And it says, apparently, if you can see an orca whale, you're left-brained, and if you can see an alien, you're right-brained. What do you see in the bananas? And Tuna Meltdown says, what it mean if I see Bob Marley? And I'll be damned. That is exactly
That's
what
Bob
I see.
Marley.
That is Bob Marley right there. The Blessed One says, I love paying TurboTax a few $100 every year to figure out how much money I owe the government, which the government already knows, but
Yep.
won't tell me because TurboTax pays legislatures to keep the government from telling me. That's how that works. All right, these are my last 2. They go together. BLG Memes, friend of the show, friend of mine. BLG Memes, we do love you. It's got this 2-parter from Joe Heenan, who says, last year I had an idea for a TV show. I finished writing it in a couple of weeks, and I just received this email from Netflix. Never give up on your dreams. And here's the letter from Netflix. Dear Joe, thank you for the treatment you sent us regarding your idea for a new show. It was very detailed, and the crayon drawings were a nice touch. But an ex-FBI agent who solves mysteries by using his magical penis is not something we would be interested in making. Never contact us again. P.S. I get that his name is Dick Powers, and his dick has powers. There really was no need to explain this at the top of every page.
Hollywood has no taste.
Every day we fall further from God's grace.
It's true.
They suppress the art, tax our medicine.
It's true. True. All right. As an artist, TD, do it. Show them how it's done.
Okay, that's the first time I've ever been called an artist. All right, time for round 2, the inebriated round, because who knows? All right, first we got unhinged
Well,
memes.
We
It
kind
says,
of know.
yeah, it says, shut up, Michael. It says unhinged memes, and it's Lord, give me a sign, and it's some keys hanging on a key rack, but as the shadows of the keys kind of reveal some dudes hanging. So
Call me a minister, but I thought it looked like a halo.
no, I mean maybe on that one dude.
Oh yeah, but the
But
other dude's definitely hanging.
The other dude, yeah, he just hanging.
Yeah, now it kind of looks like they're both hanging. Okay.
Okay. I'm glad I walked you through the morbidity. I think I made that word up.
No.
Morbidity is a real word.
Okay.
Crushed it.
Oh,
Crushed it.
I wasn't sure, man. All right. Metal Goddess Jen, I don't know who you are. You could be a friend later, maybe. I don't know. It's got this picture of Mike Myers as Wayne from Wayne's World, but he's superimposed on Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, and it says Lord of the Schwings, Return of the Schwing.
Swing.
I love this.
Thank you. All right, next up.
Boom.
Friend of the show, once again, you know me, love him, Satan. Hey, buddy.
Hail
What
Satan.
up?
It says just passed by a self-driving car in traffic today. Technology is crazy nowadays, and it's a picture of John Cena driving a car.
That's good. Because
Wow.
you can't see
I
him.
did that especially for you, Michael. I knew you love these John Cena jokes.
See, the thing is, Eric, he always said you can't see me.
Oh, I know.
No, it's so he is driving the car, but it's like if we couldn't see him.
Yeah, because he's invisible.
I think
You
your
don't
guys'
get it.
explanations made that even
John Cena was a wrestler. Anyway, I'll explain it after the show.
Yeah, I got a PowerPoint presentation for it.
Woo!
Internet Hall of Fame, friend of the show. Repost from this dude named Drew Peacock. And Drew Peacock has reposted this thing from PETA UK, where it just says over and over, turkeys don't want to be eaten. Turkeys don't want to be eaten, over and over and over. Well, Drew Peacock says, how do you know? Are you fluent in gobble gobble, you dumb fucking bitch? I mean, a little harsh, but I get the message.
I can see it either way.
You fluent in gobble gobble?
Now I want a turkey sandwich.
So I see, it's my mission to make you hungry. A friend of the show, friend of Sizemore, the Onion,
Hey,
says breaking news. Mr. Beast announces he has resurrected everyone buried at Arlington National Cemetery. If you're not familiar, Mr. Beast is this uber philanthropist on the internet who does insane things. Like gives out but tons of money. But anyway, apparently that's his next trick.
you get a corpse, and you get a corpse, and you get a corpse.
I like it. All right, moving on. Friend of the show, Kristen Unakis.
Hey, Kristen.
What up?
She reposed from other friend of the show, Crab Rangoon Memes. And it's an AI picture of a pack of Marlboro cigarettes with a bunch of little crabs crawling around it because they are Crab Rangoon cigarettes. I'm not gonna lie. I developed a smoking habit.
That used to be my brand in high school.
I'd smoke those if I just had like 5 minutes without my nicotine lozenges.
You know what I like to do is double fist a crab rangoon in one hand and a clove in the other.
Oh,
Hell
shit.
yeah. Living indulgent.
Woo! One
Okay.
of your little indulgences.
Good times.
All right. Friend of the show, Shitpost Gateway. And if you're not following Shitpost Gateway, then where are you getting your gateway for your shitpost? It's got a UFO, stereotypical flying saucer. And then there's a little green alien guy, and there's a human dressed like post-apocalyptic war times. And the human goes, "Hey," and the alien goes, "Are you not shocked?" The human goes, "Man, I got a lot going on lately."
Right.
I mean, where's the lie? All right, moving on.
That is all of us after the Tic Tac video got drilled into the ground.
Great.
I was like, yeah, whatever.
Friend of the show, Facepalm Moments, has a text conversation, and it starts off with someone going, "Is he a youth medium?" And the other person's like, question mark, "Like a child psychic? No." And the original person goes, "No, the t-shirt size." Oh, you got child psychic?
It's
One
so
of these
funny.
people smokes weed. Yeah,
My
that's
first
hell
thought was, man, no sermon ever talks about the minor prophets.
Minor Prophets would be a cool punk rock band name.
Yeah, I was just about to say that would be a good band name. All right, moving on.
Hey,
Some schmuck named Andrew Teedy. I posted this recently. It says this meme perfectly represents my social skills, and it's a picture of a guy. It's 2-panel. In the top panel, he's going, "I am really good at reading social cues." And then the second picture, he's going, "About 14 hours later, after they were given, where I'm trying to sleep."
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm called out on this one. I'm triggered.
Totally.
I am sugar. All right, moving on. Hey, Satan, once again.
Oh,
Hail
Satan.
Says local man. It's a picture of a metric butt ton of chicken nuggets, and it says local man paralyzed after eating 413 chicken nuggets. And someone comments, "So the limit is 412." I would go 400. I'd go 400 just to be safe. I don't really need that last dozen nuggets at that point.
Oh, I wouldn't do more than 410 for sure.
As long as you're doing it for science, boys.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you could make it to 420, I feel like you would have some amnesty.
See, now you've given me a challenge that I can't refuse.
Fuck it, let's try.
I'm in. We will do this April 20th. We will video it or something. Okay, moving on. Everything out of context new acquaintance of the show.
Hey,
And it says the modern Mona Lisa, and it's this picture behind glass of I think that's Goku from Dragon Ball Z getting uppercutted by Donald Duck's boner.
it's
It's the only way I could describe that picture.
it's open to interpretation. There's some sure.
It could be a front tail. No,
That's
it's
a dick. That's boner.
front tail.
I'm over it.
Thing.
Over it.
I mean, front tail could be a new euphemism, but all right. This is the last one I got for round 2 here. From friend of the show, Jason Jester.
Hey, Jason.
And it says hibachi chef prepares to toss a shrimp. Me. And it's a picture of wrestler, the Ultimate Warrior. And if you know anything about the Ultimate Warrior, he was batshit insane. And he's got his eyes just bugged out and his mouth very wide open because he's ready to catch that shrimp. Catch that shrimp.
Interestingly, this batshit crazy professional wrestler, Ultimate Warrior, turned out to have some pretty wild political and social ideas later in life.
Wait, let me guess. Did he become an anarcho-Christian socialist?
He did, Eric. He did. That's actually not too far off. Not so much anarcho, more like what do you call those people who think they're anarchists but they're actually just capitalists?
Oh, that means
Libertarians.
they
libertarians. Libertarians. He was one of the libertarian kind. Yeah.
Politically active means he likes to litter.
Yeah, I mean, the dude legally changed his name to Warrior.
That is pretty fucking hardcore.
Sure. Is this our final one? Is the
Yeah,
Warrior?
yeah, so yeah, over to you, Sizemore. Sorry.
The Warriors.
Libertarians.
They like to litter.
Libertarians. He was one of the libertarian kind. Yeah.
Politically active means he likes to litter.
Yeah, I mean, the dude legally changed his name to Warrior.
That is pretty fucking hardcore.
Sure. Is this our final one? Is the
Yeah,
Warrior?
yeah, so yeah, over to you, Sizemore. Sorry.
The Warrior. Now you got that song started in my head. Oh boy.
Hey, I do what I can do, man.
TV, while Eric's working on his computer, did Ultimate Warrior have like a thing that he said?
No, because for the most part, no, because his promos were just so incoherent anyway.
Yeah.
He tried to get this word that I can never remember how to pronounce it. He tried to make that a thing, but he tried to make it a thing in real life, not just as a catchphrase. It was some weird political mindset thing that the word will never come to me.
Was it fetch?
No, stop trying to make fetch a thing. And that is literally the only knowledge I have of Mean Girls because I've never seen it.
I just love that I can trigger you so easily. There's so many fun things.
Neither have I.
You've never seen it either. Now I don't feel so bad.
No, it's and now it's too late. You know.
I'm gonna watch it again, just to even it out for you guys.
You have teenage daughters. That's like nothing.
Right. Okay. Round 2. Hey, this isn't actually a meme so much as it's an item from the Buy Nothing Champaign County, Illinois and surrounding areas. It says pending, no judgment, please. What would Jesus wear? Magnet set. It's still all together, so you can dress them up, just like your paper dolls here. Comes with like some tie-dyes, business casual, business suit, some Hawaiian shorts, couple skirts, cross, of course, chalice, and yeah. Anyway, I was unfortunate. I was like, oh no, because I was certain it was already gone by the time I saw it. I also noticed that attorney for the show also showed an interest in the What Would Jesus Wear magnet set. So this exists. Now you don't. Friend of the show, Craig Smith, has reposted feral neurodivergent raging meme postings. And they have a post from A. Brish at CX at A. Brish. Says, oh, you're a people pleaser? Name 3 people that are pleased with you.
Can't do it, Eric.
Which I thought was hilarious. Friend of the show, Shelby, just put on my post. She said, fuck. Yeah, that one touched people. It was touching. Best of worst of Twitter 2 has a post from Colby Conrad replying to Variety. It says, do all the multimillionaire CEOs meet at an underground lair on Sundays to discuss how they can make society worse for everybody except for them? And Lewis responds, they used to meet at an island, but the owner died. Multimillionaire CEOs. It's funny because it's true. This next one's
That's
from
about the New York financier Jeffrey Epstein.
yeah, it's actually about a lot of millionaire CEOs. Friend of the show, Mike Murphy of Mike and Molly's has posted this. We have a picture and it's captioned, what would Jesus do? Jesus is walking with Donald Trump. And in the second one, he's drowning Donald Trump. I think that is what Jesus would do. And you know what? I don't think you would have before this campaign, but when they're going out and asking the Trump followers, they were like, who do you think Jesus would vote for? And they said Donald Trump. It was like, wow. They did.
Well, they're talking. Yeah, I know they did, but that's because they're talking about. It's easy to confuse. The question was about Jesus, the Son of God. They thought that it was a question about the son of Ronald Reagan. It's Jesus. It's very similar.
American
But
Jesus.
He's
white American cisgender Jesus.
He's your friend, and he's super scared about trans people in the bathroom.
It's true. It's true. All right, moving on. Here we have Satan, and he's having a board meeting at Apple, and seems to be the chairman of the board, I assume. And he says, anyone have any ideas on the next order of evil for iPhone users? And some guy says, how about we make the charger specifically coded to your individual phone? And a woman says, holy shit, Charlie, you're the devil. It's just posted by Archie Bunker, and I think it might be legit. Amy Sedaris making a second appearance. Amy Sedaris posted Christian Slade, who says, some people say the problem with Christianity is that it's not taught in schools. I say the problem with Christianity is it's not taught in churches. Woo!
I'm coming to church this Sunday. That's a sermon right there. Hell yeah. Put a couple extra dollars in the plate when you pass it around. You preach like that.
Again, I love that I know how to trigger all of you.
That's good preaching.
Raising Children Unfundamentalist. And if you're not following Raising Children Unfundamentalist, you are missing out on all the unfundamentalist knowledge. As this fun fact, it says, if you're a Christian and refer to Paul as Paul instead of Saul, then you do, in fact, know how to not use a person's dead name.
Come on now.
Stephen Abram, friend of the show, always posts on Sunday with his Sunday reflections. And here we have Jesus teaching, and he's surrounded by children. He says, I never told you to hate anybody. I don't care where they're from, what they look like, who they're in love with, or who they worship. Why is this so difficult? FB for TB, a weekly meme cast. And if you're not following FB for TB, a weekly meme cast, you are missing out. They have reposted Middle Age Riot at Middle Age Riot, who says the same people who want to make English the official language think an apostrophe is somebody who followed Jesus. This next one really started some shit over there on Mike Ingram for Everyone. And if you're not following Mike Ingram for Everyone, why not? He's for everyone. Mike actually posted this, and he goes, the number of fights this started. And it's a picture of Will Smith. And I don't know, TD, is it from something important? He's taking a sip of something and making a terrible face.
I think it's from iRobot.
Okay, so he's drinking something. He's going like one of those things, and it's captioned: "Blue cheese lovers eating literal mold, trying to tell you it tastes good."
I like blue cheese. Bite me.
I know.
This shit is fucking nasty.
Yeah. So I would like to direct your attention here to the 415 comments and 71 shares that 1.4 thousand people got in on this about. And my only thought was this. I just commented, as Facebook for the Blind, of course. I remember when I was waiting tables when Oprah popularized ordering dry Roquefort on salad. You know about dry Roquefort?
Mm-mm.
It's what's inside that creamy, lovely blue cheese dressing. It's just moldy cheese crumbles. That's all it is. And Oprah was like, I lost so much weight by eating dry Roquefort. So all these sorority girls would come out and they would be like, no, I just want dry Roquefort on my salad. I'm like, I'm gonna bring you some blue cheese on the side. They're like, no, I do not want it. And I was like, oh, okay. The expressions on their faces when they saw naked blue cheese. I wish you could have been there. Really. Tons of fun. And lastly, for round 2, the irrelevant round, the Laughing Librarian has reposted Rini Martini at RMC Author, who says, what did the 90s smell like? And first commenter says, Teen Spirit.
That's the right answer.
Hell yeah.
Ending round 2, leaving only the penultimate round and our post with the most.
Here we go. We're halfway through. Here comes round 3, the penultimate round. Hope's hoping at hopes_revenge has this picture of some kind of a long snouted dog, and they've put googly eyes right down the middle of its snout, and it also has 2 dog, right, just eyes in the regular place, and it says, do not be fearful. It looks like a biblically accurate angel. Moving on. Leon at Witch Daddy-O has posted a picture of well, I think these are silicone breasts on the street. They're just they're disembodied. There's just some silicone breasts on the street, and Leon says, Cinderella.
Oh, no.
Oh, I like this one. This comes from Rank Heresy, friend of the show, Rank Heresy, and it's this picture from the Titanic scene where which I really fucking hate. It's where, what's her name in the show? The
Rose.
what?
Rose.
Rose, yeah, and Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't care what his name. Jack, Rose and Jack. When they're spinning hand in hand, this is the scene where she goes down to the belly of the ship where all the Irish people, the dirty Irish people are. She's seeing how Jack, what his life's like, and she gets to enjoy it guilt-free, not thinking about how her wealth created their poverty, but whatever. So they're dancing and they're spinning around, and Rose says, I love attention. And Jack says, I have no theological training. And she says, let's go pastor a charismatic church.
Oh my God.
Oh, this is so niche and just fucking chef's kiss. Moving on, the Muff Report. Matt Margolis at It's Matt's Law says, aliens, completely bewildered. So the groundhog, me, is clairvoyant. Yes. Another Groundhog's Day joke. Oh, here we go. Here's a picture of Mick from Rocky, the trainer. And he's wearing his beanie, and he's just looking real old. And underneath it, it says minor threat. It's a punk rock band, Minor Threat. Oh, yeah. I Am 30 as Fuck is back.
Hey.
This time, they're reposting Robin McCauley Lynch, who says, saw a couple holding hands while jogging, and it made me hopeful that one day I will meet someone who will hate them with me. I only got 2 more for this round. This one comes from Who the Fuck is Mick? And it says, me, why did my alarm not go off? My alarm. And you see it's the iPhone calculator that just says 6:30. And my last meme for this, the penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most. You know what, TD, why don't you read this one for us?
I hate you. It's a person, I can't tell because there's a letter in front of their face if they're male or female. Person standing in a very tall grass, and it says she shits herself, but some of those letters are very faded, and the darkened letters say he hits her. Did I read that backwards?
TD, I don't know why you would do that to us, but Wow. I think you should be ashamed of yourself personally for reading something like that.
Labune, I am not above driving to South Canada to smack you.
I don't know which part we were supposed to laugh out, but I'm not laughing at either part. So
I hate you so much right now.
You're
Is
up,
it my
right?
turn? Is it
Yeah.
my turn for some bullshit? Okay.
It's your up, buddy.
Is it
Yeah.
my turn for some bullshit? Okay.
It's your up, buddy.
All right. It's round 3, as I like to affectionately call it. Let's bring this turkey in.
That's a
let's
ground.
go corral the kangaroos.
Hey, let's alphabetize the oatmeal. Okay.
Let's lasso some groundhogs.
Speaking of which, some dumbass named Andrew Teedy, I posted this on Groundhog Day a couple years ago. And it says Groundhog Day again. And it says, this is Puxatawny's Phil's ex-wife Phyllis, who now lives in Florida, and said that Phil is a compulsive liar. And it's a picture of a groundhog with her hair in curlers, and she's wearing a pink bathrobe, and she's got a cup of coffee and a donut in her little gopher hole.
I saw this one a lot and I absolutely loved it. And I'll tell you what was crazy. I got a #1 response over and over again. People posted this ground meat and just said Happy Groundhog Day,
Yes!
which I thought was terrible. But I saw this exact same behavior replicated time and again. Just wanted to get that off my chest.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on. And Sizemore needs to move to therapy.
Hey,
Friend of the show, Ron Anderson, posted a picture here. It says, I don't remember this episode. And it looks like the late 70s, early 80s. It's Bert, Ernie, and some other dude who I don't know. Another
Yeah,
puppet.
who is that?
It's a green Bert and Ernie knockoff.
Yeah.
And they got like 4 half-naked women with big 80s hair, and they are at a table with lots of booze bottles and a ginormous pile of white powder that one can only presume is cocaine. Yeah, I don't remember that particular episode from back in the day.
I'd rewatch it.
Fuck yeah, I would. Moving, yeah, just to find out who that green guy is. Friend of the show, once again, Joe the Animal, post a picture. It says, stick a turkey leg in a sneaker and let your dog patrol your yard. And it's a picture of a turkey leg and a sneaker, but a giant pit bull is holding this thing, just happy and content as hell. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to give it to my Shih Tzu. I think that'll be even funnier.
I just wouldn't want to get into the whole conversation where I'm having to convince the cops this is a turkey leg. No, it's a turkey leg. It just doesn't sound true.
Sir, keep your hands where I can see them.
Yeah, right.
It does sound suspiciously suspicious. All right, moving on.
Oh, God.
A friend of the show, Weeders, posted this very disturbing meme that I had to make sure all of you guys were traumatized by if I had to see it. And then it's on the left, it's got 90s children's phenomenon. Barney says, remember Barney? Big purple dinosaur. And on the right, it's this AI just ripped purple dinosaur looking humanoid thing with muscles on top of his muscles. Says, well, this is him now. Ew.
Yeah.
I had to see it, so to all y'all.
At least he didn't have it's
That's so nasty looking. Why would you make that thing?
I don't know. Hey, Labune, this one's for you.
Ultimate dad jokes. Someone TD knows. Says, to start a zoo, you need at least 3 pandas, 2 grizzlies, and a polar. It's the bare minimum.
wow.
I had to. It's so good.
You know what? You don't actually.
Oh no! This is one of the few things that brings me joy. In fact, Sizemore, you can do this one.
From incredibly boring friend of the show who just won't shut up or stay off the show, Satan.
It's Satan. Hey, man.
Satan.
We have a picture of an island, and it is labeled island, and the surrounding water is labeled is water.
is land.
is water.
Don't encourage him, Michael.
I don't need any of you guys' encouragement. I'm going to be annoying next week, too. Friend of the show, once again, Satan. Hey, buddy.
Yo.
Oh, hell, Satan.
Post this picture of a moth looking into a mirror, a bathroom mirror. So it's like this moth is staring at the reflection of himself. And it says, man, maybe life isn't about finding the perfect lamp, but finding the lamp inside you. Little motivational moth speech there.
Cool.
I liked it. Okay, fuck all y'all. Moving on. Now let's get the opposing viewpoint from frenemy of the show at Angels Pimp God. Looking at old notes in my phone, I was onto something here. Notes: animals that are named for what they do: woodpecker, anteater, fly, killer whale. Yeah, all those are accurate.
Cool.
All right, moving on.
Hmm.
Once again, Shitpost Gateway, friend of the show, has a picture of this average looking Midwestern middle-aged white dude at a microphone, and it's a YouTube video, and it says, "The world record size poop I saw at Target." And someone comments, "I've seen people describing witnessing a murder with less fear in their eye." Sure enough, this dude has seen some shit, no pun intended. And yeah, he's distraught, very perturbed.
That would.
I'm just gonna keep using big words and hope I'm using them correctly.
Should have therapy.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Hey, I know this guy. Andrew TD, I posted this last year or 2 years ago. It says, seriously, and it says, people who say go big or go home seriously underestimate my willingness to go home. Like, it's literally my only goal. Like, the second I leave my house in the morning, I'm like, can I go back? All right, next up. Internet Hall of Fame post from Dirk Diggler. It says, "Do you guys think Christ was a boobs man or an ass man?" And Dirk continues, This isn't disrespectful question. This is not a disrespectful question, by the way. If you're Catholic, you believe Christ was fully human, fully divine. To deny he had sexual temptations implies that he wasn't fully human, making you a blasphemer, punishable by excommunication for most of history. Now answer, boobs or ass? I'm thinking he liked cake. He liked them cheeks.
Do the women of the world know how much pressure men are under to decide on this question?
Oh gosh. It's more important. Like it's more important than Republican, Democrat, Budweiser or Miller.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, just getting my feelings out there.
Friend of the show, Sammy, shared this with shared this to my timeline a while back, and it's a cute picture of a trash panda raccoon, and he's staring, and there's clouds and a rainbow, and it's all cute. And the staring panda says, "There is no trash cannot." And then there's this evangelical preacher looking trash panda going, "There is only trash can."
That's so
it's funny.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Kind of Yoda-ish. Yeah.
All right. Friend of the show, philosopher extraordinaire, Midwest versus everybody. Posted a picture here, and it says, sunny and above freezing temps in January. Midwesterners, let's grill tonight. And it's a picture of Ron Swanson with a beard and an apron on and a smoker in the background.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
The fact that I may or may not have grilled last week tells you all you need to know.
Mary gets on and says, South Canada, it's 50 degrees. I'm going, hell yeah, you should probably do some grilling.
They're complaining up here.
Of course
Too
they
warm,
are.
too fat. Too warm,
Too
too
warm.
fast.
Too
Yeah.
warm. Shut up, you freaking South Canadians.
We don't like it.
Friend of the show, Christopher Pugh, post from Randy. Says, everyone make better products. Phone companies. Okay. Computer companies. Okay. Printer companies. Here's an idea. How about you go fuck yourself?
Nice.
That where's the lie? All right. And this is the last one I got for round 3 here, leaving only my post with the most. From No Context Memes, it says, my little brother tried making memes on our Switch, and it's a still shot from, I believe, Lego's Avengers 2 of Tony Stark with his little arc reactor standing very proud of himself, and is just labeled "when I get off the toilet," but off is spelled wrong.
All right.
I
Nice.
thought it was a pretty good attempt at a meme. All right, and that's all I got for round 3. Go ahead, Sizemore.
Ending on a poop joke. I think that's a classic. Ending on a poop joke. I think that's a classic. Classic right there. Absolutely.
Hey, keep it classy, man.
All right,
Safe bet.
the penultimate round. This one I just thought was fascinating. Didn't get a chance to do. Do you guys remember a little while ago when they established that the Neanderthal flute was the oldest musical instrument in the world? 60,000 years old. Remember that? Absolutely amazing. It's this flute here. Well, a commenter said, the oldest flute found is 60,000 years old, while the earliest evidence of humans wearing pants goes back to 20,000 years ago. That means there was a 40,000 year period where people played the flute with no pants.
Hell yeah.
And that's why Jethro Tull was in the playlist tonight. Friend of the show, Craig Smith, has a picture of 2 men doing the luge. I don't know if you've ever seen the luge before, but you try to flatten out 2 men on a sled. And MNRRNTT says, I feel like this event was born out of a lie that got out of hand. No, see, what we was doing was,
Losing.
Best of the worst of Twitter again, too. Best of worst of Twitter has reposted GOP Josh. You guys remember GOP Josh? GOP Josh, parentheses, alpha male. He's made several appearances, but GOP alpha male is searching for a Valentine, and here he is, sitting in front of a stained glass window in church, I guess, looking very chaste. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the alpha male is doing here, but a friend of the show, Kai Warren, says, touches ground and looks up grimly. Something incel happened here. National Strategic Stockpile of Memes has posted Nick Adams, parentheses, alpha male. He's made several appearances in the show. Nick Adams' post, alpha male, says, I don't have any issues with Taylor Swift at all. I don't even think about her. And she's captioned it, he tweeted about Taylor 33 times in 3 days.
Wow.
I don't even think about her. Okay. Also, I can't believe none of us have talked about Elon Musk's latest project. Victims of Psychedelic Class Warfare and MK Ultra Shitposting Memorial Fund, rest in peace, have reposted Soul Nate at M. Nate Shyamalan, who says, I laugh as Elon Musk beams a meme directly to my frontal cortex via Neuralink. Oh my God, epic win. I blinked twice to neural like. And then I think very hard. Thank you, sir. Please send Bitcoin. I open my eyes. It's suddenly nighttime and I am strangling union organizer. Here's a picture of a woman with her hands over her eyes, and all around her are blurry pictures of Rick Astley. And it says, when your Neuralink chip gets hacked. Which is, honestly, I was like, dude, if your Neuralink crashes half as often as your cars. Here's a picture of a man whose head is being stricken by lightning from both sides with flames shooting out of it. And it says, when Elon Musk implants a Neuralink chip in your brain and the algorithm determines that your thoughts violate an inexplicable arbitrary rule of community standards.
No shit.
And just for funsies, over in Futurism, The Cybertruck has gone off-road and a wheel snaps off. So there's a picture of a Cybertruck with no wheel. And Futurism has headlined it. Tesla fans say it's nothing out of the ordinary. Just, boom. Let's see here. Nick Adams, alpha male at Nick Adams USA, says, by being on the team that won the AFC championship, Travis Kelce will receive a bonus check of around $70,000. For those wondering why Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce, are things beginning to make sense now? And ex-evangelical Janeway, which is a picture of Captain Janeway, ex-evangelical Janeway says, a female billionaire is dating a guy for his $70,000 bonus check?
That's really dumb.
It's really dumb. Here's a picture of Taylor Swift saying hi, and here's a picture of the former disgraced president in a corner curled into a ball saying, please don't hurt me. Again, it's been really fun watching what triggers people. Here's a picture of Taylor Swift going, ooh, at all the MAGA heights, which I think is pretty good. TD, I might need your help on this character. I'm not sure. I know it's in Harry Potter. It's a little shriveled up body of, was it Voldemort?
Correct.
Okay, so a little shriveled up fetus of Voldemort.
Was it really?
Huh?
Huh, I never knew that.
Yeah. This little shriveled up fetus of Baltimore wearing a Make America Great Again hat, and Harry Potter saying, what happened to him? And Gandalf says, Taylor Swift was on TV for 24 seconds of a 3.5-hour football game.
They're fucking losing it over this, man. I don't get it.
That's so much fun. Here's a picture of Madden 2025. It's just got Taylor Swift on the cover.
Oh, I would play that game if you got to be Taylor.
That was so much fun with this. Friend of the show, Murph, in the show again, has reposted Christian Polanco, who says, I'm just going to need Taylor Swift to kneel during the national anthem at the Super Bowl to become the greatest villain NFL fans have ever seen.
Oh my God. They would die immediately.
Let's really tick them off. NORAD has announced that they will be tracking Taylor Swift as she travels from Tokyo to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. A picture of the reindeer cam, the reindeer radar with Taylor Swift in the back of it. Anti-QAnon memes has reposted this one. Picture of Taylor Swift says, Taylor Swift picking up more Grammy hardware tonight. Meanwhile, Ted Nugent does podcasts with his dildo collection behind him. Oh, yeah. It was really funny to hear them. They were just like, we don't need Taylor Swift. We've got Scott Baio and Ted Nugent. It's just like, okay, Kid Rock. Okay, there he is with his dildo collection there. Drew Litton cartoons had the Kelsey Taylor effect, and we see a football fan. He's got his chair turned around away from the TV because Taylor Swift is making out with Kelsey on TV, and his wife is smiling and telling her neighbor, hey, finally a way to keep him away from watching so much fotail. It's not really that funny. Sorry. Here's a picture somebody commented on, my friend Jeff, a picture of Taylor, and she says, I don't know why some men are so threatened by me at a football game. I thought y'all stopped watching when Kaepernick took a knee. This just in, the next secret deep state meeting will be held Sunday, February 11th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Be there, will be wild. Picture Taylor Swift saying, Swifties, stand back and stand by. And anti-QAnon memes for the win, reposting Zach Bornstein, who has reposted this story from Fox News. It is headline, touchdown. Taylor Swift lands in Baltimore ahead of the AFC Championship. Jet belches tons of CO2 emissions. And Zach says, she did it. She got Fox News to care about carbon emissions. And that, except for my post with the most, is my round 3.
That was a good round 3 there, Eric.
Thank you, sir.
My post with the most this week comes from The Onion. Friend of the show, The Onion.
Hey, Onion.
Do you want to say about it being your former employer?
Who's my former employer?
That's right. It's a picture of Kid Rock standing on stage and it says, liberal conspiracy theorists claim Kid Rock will endorse Trump at Daytona 500.
Wait, I can't see anything.
Oh no.
Can everybody else see it?
No, I can't see shit.
You
Nope,
guys
you're gonna
can't
have to
see it.
describe it like we can't see it.
Right?
Like we're blind.
Okay. Well, so you know, it was a picture of Kid Rock standing on stage. That's all. Oh, and then it said, leftist conspiracy theorists claim Kid Rock will endorse Trump at the Daytona 500.
Oh.
It's kind of a subtweet of the Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl thing. See,
I got you. Yeah. Okay,
that's
so
all. It's TV's turn.
that means it's TD.
Oh, I love it when this shit goes off the rails. All right. My
Where we're
post.
going, we don't need rails. Where we're going, we don't need rails.
There you go. My post with the most this week, from friend of the show, Chronic Cookie. Sizemore has already shown his approval for this meme, so I love it. It says, everyone is a freak, in quotations, until they meet an actual freak. Now you're handcuffed to a bed with 6 bags of fruit gushers up your ass, wondering how you got there on a Tuesday night. And it's a picture of Skeletor handcuffed to a bed, looking very distraught and concerned, as Evil Lynn is in front of him. We're going to guess in a reverse cowgirl type situation, with holding 2 bags of fruit gushers with a very ecstatic look on her face.
That's a maniacal laugh pose.
Oh, there you go. But yeah,
Nice.
that's my traumatizing post with the most.
I like it. My post with the most, in some ways, was kind of boring. Lately, I've been just trying to feed the algorithm. So I did #1 Nielsen shows by genre. You remember, Brain? We were talking about it, and you're like, what's the Nielsen families? And I was like, talking about Nielsen. Anyway, here are the #1 shows by year, because I happen to know that the most popular magazine in the history of the country was TV Guide. That's right. What did America like to read about? What was on TV? That was it. So I posted about TV, and lo and behold, a bajillion people lapped onto it. Also this week, I learned at work that an average household expenditure on footwear is $314, and that on average, American men own 12 pairs of shoes while women own 27 pairs. And again, went with the stereotypical algorithm because, you know, women like to talk about shoes. And again, got hundreds of reactions and comments, including attorney for the show, who was commenting. Everyone was debating the numbers of shoes, how many shoes they had, whether or not you should get a discount if your shoe, you don't have toes. There was a lot of people. There's a lot of discussions about this.
None of those people were me.
None of those people were you. That was a totally different. Apparently, you know, we got a lot of toeless Joes in this audience. Anyway, people, you know, Kara's like only $155 a year on shoes. I think I have a problem. You know, a lot of people doing this stuff. So a lot of people talking about shoes. And again, I did it just to cheat. I just wanted to cheat the algorithm and see what would happen. And you know what? TV and shoes. Yep. People still are as triggerable as I thought they were, as I've demonstrated throughout this show, and I'm not sure why. It's just a compulsion, boys. My actual post with the most is a nice picture of Taylor Swift in a rainbow top with spangles and sparkles, and it says, I have it on good authority that Taylor Swift will fly from Tokyo from the Super Bowl, parachute into the stadium wearing a rainbow-themed outfit, sing the national anthem, referee the coin toss, perform with Usher at halftime, distribute banned books to the live audience, sing Sweet Caroline in the third quarter, do Bud Light keg stands with Jason, be awarded the Super Bowl MVP trophy, accept a marriage proposal from 3 times vaxxed Travis Kelce, and declare that she will register millions of Swifties to vote in November and save democracy. And that was my post with the most.
I think we did it.
We did it. That
Oh,
was
holy cow, that we
Taylor
did it.
Swift. That was the most heavy-duty Taylor Swift that we've ever done. And that concludes the Jump Around and Find Out episode number 144. Thank you so much. We love you. Mwah.
Love you, George.
Aw.
All right.
Thanks Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.